Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒂𝒏𝒕. How are you? Hello, everyone. Okay, this is out. This is out. What am I list today? This is out. Okay. Hi, everybody. Nice to hear. Hey, Miss Peggy. Hi, Miss Sanctuary. How are you? Miss Peggy, how are you doing? How was your day? Let me see. I want to see if it meets anybody. So fire underscore. Hi, how are you? Work was fine. Thank you for asking. How was you? Well, did you work today? Because I don't know your schedule. If you did, how was work? Or are you still at work? Because I know some people joined from work. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Come on in. Good and stressful. Isn't that a story of everybody in the U.S.? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's what do you call it? Is it the back braiding stuff, right? I always said I'm going to do a video of how I make my hair, but listen, sometimes I don't even know if I'm going or coming. Come on, so video. But anyway, but come on in, everybody. Come on in, say hello, say hello, say hello. Much better. Now I can see. Today is my anniversary. Anniversary of what? What are you celebrating? Whatever it is, congratulations. But actually, the anniversary without telling us what it is. Lioness to real. Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Bista0106. Hello, Miss Esmeralda. Hi, TikTok family. Hi, everyone. You're going to come. Okay. Hello, Harmon. How are you? Oh, wedding. Happy anniversary, Miss Peggy. How many years? I don't even know what is that wedding. I'm just kidding. Happy anniversary, though. Are you going out? Are you having? What's your husband doing? Dinner? A great weekend staycation plan. What's the plan? But anyway, hey, Facebook and YouTube family. Hi, everybody. I hope y'all have had a wonderful week. It was just like Monday yesterday, and today's already what, Thursday. Like the week just ran. Stress and time. The more reason why you should go out. The week just ran. I mean, not only a week, yeah. It was like, okay, where we running to. But anyway, welcome to Thursday. Welcome to our Thursday live show. Let me go back and read Miss Sanctuaries. Yes, welcome to the most positive immigration space on social platforms, safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new immigration policies with this lady right here. We look for 16 years. Oh wow. That's a huge congratulations and happy anniversary. I'm ready to, I think I did 15 years before I filed for divorce. Revise. Yes. But congratulations, Miss Peggy. Listen, marriage is a beautiful thing. If you get someone who's going to stick with you through literally that's what it is. Literally through thick and thin. Don't know if God has created a man for me, but he may be out there somewhere. Who knows? but yes, that is, yeah, exactly. That is huge. It's like 16 years. That's not a joke. No be joke. That. Yeah, that's a lot. So congratulations. We rejoice with you. I pray that God gives you many more years together in great health and wealth and long life and prosperity for both of you and your entire family. But anyway, so welcome. This is we love to come together as a community every Tuesday and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Hey, Miss for me, how are you? 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Talk about all things immigration, share testimonies, rejoice with one another, pray for one another, especially during this crazy administration that we don't even, you wake up and it's something new. But the one thing is, there's nothing that is going to happen each day that God doesn't already know about. So that's the blessing we have. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. So if you got an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle, VAWA, H-1B, perm, employment-based, marriage cases, citizenship, I-751, what else? Change of status. We can thank you, Mr. Secretary. We can be contacted at 334-341-4475. We are on, I was going to say all social media platforms, but that's not true. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook at Olale Immigration, 334-341-4475. We'll be glad to help you with your case. With phone call away. Let's talk immigration, y'all. If I look tired, it's because I am. It's been a long week. It's been a long week and a long day. But let's talk immigration. So what we're talking about tonight, search of electronic devices. It is, Lioness, thank you. Search of electronic devices. Y'all need to know what's going on at the port of entry, especially if you are planning to travel. We put up a post yesterday and it's like, okay, that, kilos on there. Why? If you have no reason, if all you wanted is just go do, amiable in another country, just sit your butt down. I was going to say something about sit your butt down. Let things die down a little bit. But if you really have to travel, which some people really have to, like we had a client come back into the country. Come back home today from Jamaica. She hasn't been home since 2017. Well, she hasn't been to Jamaica since 2017. She hasn't seen her child since he was 7. He is 15 now. So she had to go. There's nothing she can do. Because we finally got her green card and she was just excited to go. But she's back in the country. We thank God she, no issues, but she was actually placed in secondary inspection and she's a green card holder. So just so you know that is happening. And another thing that is happening also is they are searching electronic devices, iPad, laptops, phones, especially. So let's talk about that. First of all, the first question is, are you able to say, and if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome you to, a very, very positive platform. There's zero tolerance for negativity. There's a whole lot of that and enough of that out there. So if you're looking for negativity, then, go find it where you can. But here we welcome you. We're a community of immigrants and supporting one another in everything. So the way it works, if there's a topic I have to talk about, that's what we're doing right now. But if you've got questions, put your questions in the comment section, and I try to get to as many questions as possible before we get out of town. Time. So if you are traveling, please hear me loud and clear. There is no can your electronic devices be searched? Meaning, can you refuse? Hey, God's favorite, to have your electronic devices searched? And the short answer to that is no. No, you cannot. Even as an attorney, if I travel and I've got electronic devices coming back in, the only thing is I just have to let them know that, hey, I'm an attorney, and anyway, I'm an attorney. I have a whole lot of sensitive information protected by client attorney privileges that you cannot look through. It doesn't mean they cannot look through, but they can just look and say, okay, this is protected. We can't go through this, but everything else they can. So there is no such thing as, your constitutional right, Fourth Amendment right at the port of entry, because it's couched under national security, national interest. So we have to know who's coming into our country, and every country has a right to do that. So the people are being subjected to search at the port of entry, and that is not, what's up quick, and this is what's going on. So hear me loud and clear. So can you refuse a search of your electronic devices? You cannot. But if you say no, then CBP has a right to hand you over to ICE and have you detained, or they can deny you entry altogether. You got to pick your battles. You either want to come into the country, or if you don't want your electronic devices to be searched, then you got to decide if you want to be detained or you want to be denied entry. You can't eat your cake and have it. That's just the reality of what's going on. This is not the first time. This is not something new, and I just want to be clear about that. Search of electronic devices is not. This is not something this administration just came up with. The reason why we're hearing more about it now is because they are. So most of these policies and being issued notice European Immigration Court and all that, these are not new policies. Most of this stuff, the truth of the matter is, most of this stuff, this new regulations are actually laws that are already contained in the Immigration and Nationality Act. One of such, or in the Constitution and protected for the country. One of such is, search of electronic devices always been. It's just that it's now being enforced more because of their mass deportation plan. So anything they can do to try to deny people entry into the United States, or to have a reason to detain somebody and refer them to immigration court and place them in removal proceedings, they're doing everything they can. So that's why it looks like there's a whole lot going on now. Issuance of notice to European Immigration Court, for instance, after a denied case, it's nothing new. It's something that it is in the INA. It's just that no other administration has been enforcing it as much as these people are doing. I had someone who consulted with me today. They denied their case on the same day their I-751 was denied. They were issued a notice, and literally it came in the mail at the same time. So is this something new? No. But are they doing more of that now? Yes. That's just what we're seeing. So you cannot refuse a search of your electronic device. If you do, then you stand a chance of being detained or denied entry altogether. Now, if you are asked or placed in, and also please note that even if you have a green card, does not exempt you from being placed in secondary inspection, green card or not. It's just what we are seeing, and that's just the truth of the matter. So if you know that there's a potential, there's a 50-50 chance you can have your electronic device being searched, what precautions should you take? Now, let me start with those who are, like, if you got your green card, I'll give you an example. If you got your green card through marriage, for instance, right? And you're no longer with the person through whom you got the green card. Like, you got married, you got the green card, especially when you have your 10-year green card, right? And you know, right, that you previously had a spouse, that you came from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Jamaica together, right? And now that spouse and you've not reconciled. Let's see what part of together, right? And you're traveling together because you each have now, or better still, let someone do this. Let's say that you have your green card, your previous spouse that you divorced to get married, and then you're divorced from the American spouse. Now you've rekindled your relationship with your previous spouse, and your intention is, okay, maybe that previous spouse is here, they haven't, adjusted their status. The intention is for you to file for them, when you become a citizen and all that, right? Please do not make the error of now putting and plastering your new rekindled relationship all over your social media platforms. Hear me loud and clear. You are just opening a can of worms for yourself, because somehow these people are going to conclude that you guys had the plan initially for you to get a green card and then get your citizenship and then leave their American spouse and go back to your previous spouse. Now, would they be wrong in that analysis? Well, but what matters right now is do not. So my point on this is, if that is you, understand that it's okay for you to rekindle your relationship. But the rekindling of your relationship should be between the two of you, not all over social media, where it now becomes something that USCIS or CBP cannot turn into an issue, and then DHS can use against you to claim that. So how would that negatively affect you? Because now they can claim that you fraudulently obtained your green card through your marriage because you had the intention to not be with the person you got the green card through and go back to your spouse. This is something that I have seen over and over and over again before this administration, but much more now, because they're looking for every single reason to charge people with fraud and say fraud. It is happening. So please be aware of what's going on at the port of entry. This is not to alarm you. This is to make you informed and to give you the knowledge that you should have, so that when you travel, you are traveling as a smart traveler. My name was offering you, so I was like, it's not, I guess so. It might, let prevention, like this, is better than cure, right? So if you know that your electronic devices are subject to search, but now that you know they're subject to search, before you come back into the country, the best practice, if you don't really need your phone that you use on a daily basis, you can always get, a temporary phone when you travel or something that you're going to use abroad. That's fine. And it's that, whatever you need to do to just prevent yourself from having information is not going to be used against you. That's the main point. And so just so you are aware that, especially now that you're looking into getting social media information into regular USCIS applications, be aware that those things are things that they have access to, and that information on your social media platforms can be used against you, especially when a search of your electronic device is conducted upon your entry or your return back to the United States. Be wise, be a smart traveler. Don't make errors that is not going to be costly to you. Just so that's why I wanted you guys to know what's going on. Electronic devices are subject to searches. If you can avoid taking it with you, the best case scenario. But if you cannot, before you come back in, look through what you have. Make sure there's nothing incriminating that's going to create a problem for you. And if you can't avoid taking what you normally use, then that's probably what you want to do, so that you don't have any issues. Just in case you end up being the one that just select to have random, search or whatever, because everyone is not going to be searched, but you just never know whether it's going to be exactly. So the more you know, and that's it. Let's wrap it up that way. Thank you, Mr. Sanctuary. All right, people, let's get to questions. Put your questions in the comment section. General responses to questions, nothing specific to anyone's case. So Randy asks, no, it's not me. It's not me. Because I would tell you, no, it's not me. Show me where we had a consultation that you paid for my time. It's not happening. All right, let's see. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Okay. Hey, Mr. Moses, how are you? Hello, Luciano. How are you doing? Okay. Can I travel inside the USA using my travel card, but I have records of overstaying? Does the ICE going to detain me? Whether ICE is going to detain you, I can't tell you that. Generally, if you have, oh Lord, don't even get me started on that. Generally, if you've got a pending case, for instance, I'm telling my clients, take your receipt notices. If all else fails, you got my number. You can text us. So just have us on standby. So yeah, but whether you can travel, whether ICE is going to do, nobody can tell you anything. Even for people went to interviews and were detained by ICE, you just never know. But and go with God. That's all I can say. Hey Jay, how are you? Hey Miss Christiana, what's going on? Can the innocent deportees sent to El Salvador prison sue the U.S. for money for pain and suffering? If there were those who were wrongly deported, they can. Absolutely. Well, they can, but they have to get back in first, right? But yes, can they sue? Yes, they can. Thank God that they can. So, all right, let me go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram. Put your comments up now. The man needs to ask, this is why you didn't know. Let's answer the questions now. Let's see. Okay. You're going to come. That's funny. 16 years. God bless your heart, Miss Peggy. As TJ would say. That is huge. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. God's favor, beautiful dress. Thank you. Appreciate that. It felt like we were literally like we got to, I think it was 80, 85 degrees today. I was like, it's not, we just literally just started spring. But Alabama didn't get the memo. Alabama is already, that's one of the very few things Alabama is ahead of in more than most states when it comes to weather. Because it's like, okay, hey, here we go. Summer is like in the still spring, but but a lot of things they're not ahead. Should be told. Yeah. Abisola Allah. Hey, namesake, how are you? See Silva, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get the questions in now, people. What do you think about this tariff war? I ain't gonna even talk about it. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is y'all just save. This is the time we need to be saving money. It's good to splurge, but let's savings. If you don't know, like my mom would say, save. If you haven't cultivated the habit of saving, y'all don't even know, because I'm not sure how someone thinks that this country, as one of the things that makes it, the greatest country on earth, as I always said, is because of the partnership and the international relationships they've had with other countries has made them stand out, because they know how to. That's one of the things America has for it. Now it looks like that's going to be jeopardized just because of this person people decided to vote for. And I don't think that Americans understand the extent of the dependence that this country has on foreign trade. They're about to find out. So it's time to save. Just save as much as you can, because so I'm not even going there. Listen, I'm minding business that pays me. Let me put it that way. We shall all wait and see. People are still complaining about eggs. He ain't saying nothing yet. I got my asylum approval on, hey, congratulations, January 7, 2025. And my I-94 is dated 2024. Could it be a mistake, or is it always backdated? Yes, it's backdated. Let's see. So wait, let me see. I-94, your green card will be backdated. I-94 should be, let me your green card for sure will be backdated a year. But the I-94, I'm hoping that it wasn't an error. But first of all, when was it granted? What does your court order say? Let me pull up my asylum folder right now. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. I know your green card will be backdated for sure. But the I-94, I'm not sure that is supposed to be backdated. Because your I-94 really is proof that you've been granted asylee status, and it should match the court order. So look in your, and don't quote me on that, but I'm not seeing my file right here. But when you get your green card, it will be backdated a year. I-94 actually should have the date of the court order, because that's when you got the grant. Well, let me see. Did you get it from USCIS or from the courts? DGman LXG10. Well, you know who you are. Wasn't it an affirmative approval or defensive approval? Go with God. That's powerful. That's all we can do. What else? When you go with God, you can't fail. You got to go with God. I have a 10-year green card since 2023, and I'm married to my. Okay, hold on 1 second. That just jumped. How did that jump? Okay. And I'm married to my U.S. citizen spouse. I'm traveling to Canada next week. Is there something I should be mindful of? I can tell you yes or no if you're mindful. General information about travel is all I can give. I cannot tell you anything that's specific to your own case. Okay, let's see. Oh, I said affirmative. Okay. I don't want to give you any wrong information, but I have not had any of my asylum cases where an I-94 was backdated. Your green card will be backdated. That much I can tell you. So, did you have an attorney? If you had an attorney in your case, ask your attorney about what they think. But I just don't want to give you wrong information. Did you have an attorney on your case? Miss Peggy, I mean, that's all I can say. All right. So if you haven't, if you had an attorney represent you, then talk to your lawyer, because maybe they are reflecting, since your green card is going to be backdated. Oh, okay. Congratulations on that. But that's something that you may do some research, but I cannot tell you. I can't tell you for categorically yes. I just don't want to say you're wrong. Okay. Well, congrats on your on the grant of your asylum. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Hey, TikTok family. Friday, not Thursday. I didn't say it was Friday. I said the week is almost over. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. Or what did you hear me say? Did I say today was Friday? I said the week is almost over. Y'all just, I mean, okay, so let's say Friday. I said Friday, yes. So, okay, so what did you gain from that? You want to make your point. You made your point. So what did you gain? Did you get 1 inch taller or shorter? You didn't, because you didn't face me in any way. Because what difference does it make? Yeah. If somebody got 2 years green card and divorced before it's expired, then what? What's the? I'm hoping you've got. What is the rest of your question? Samir, what's the rest of your question? Can I file for my daughter I-130 if she comes into the U.S. with B1, B2? If your daughter is, well, it depends on what your daughter is classified as. If she's an immediate relative, then it doesn't matter whether she comes in, as long as she comes in legally. It doesn't matter if she overstays or not. But hopefully she does not. But I'm just saying, if you are a citizen, if you're not a citizen, you're a green card holder, and the priority date has to be current, the I-130 loan is not going to allow her to stay. So there's no yes or no. Well, let me put it this way. Can you file an I-130 for your daughter? Even right now, you can, as long as you're a citizen or a green card holder. She doesn't have to come with you before you file an I-130. Obviously, if she doesn't have the B1, B2 visa yet, you filing an I-130 petition is a factor that the embassy will consider, because that creates an immigrant's intent. The question then is, when she is here, will she be able to apply for a green card based on you filing an I-130, unless you're waiting for her to come here before you start the I-130? Whether or not she can apply for a green card would depend on if you're a citizen. If you're not a citizen, is a priority date current? So it's not a yes or no. So the I-130 can be filed whether she's here or not. I'm guessing what you really want to know is, can she get a green card based on that filing, and can she file that when she's here? And so that's where the analysis comes into play. My girlfriend has a pending I-90 because she lost her green card, but as an I-551 form to travel, will she have any problems? That's another question I can answer. Same response to everybody. Nothing I can answer. SJ, that's my son's name. Have my interview coming, but my husband is in jail. Can I book an appointment for help? You can. We'll wait to talk to you and see if you have any basis to even convert to a VAWA case based on what may have happened before. So if you go on our website, olalayalawfirm.com, or on even on TikTok, you'll be able to, you see a link in the bio. Just click on that and you'll be able to schedule a consultation. Naturalized citizen with a sealed and dismissed petty theft. Am I going to have okay? All I-485 asylum-based applications paused on some. All. If it was pending, everything is paused for now. Which state are you? You are in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all states. I'm preparing to travel to my home country. Okay. If DUI case was dismissed without seeing a judge, is it going to be a problem becoming a U.S. citizen? Dismissed without seeing a judge doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't do like a deferred action or a deferred prosecution. It just depends on what a dismissal. Unless it's an outright dismissal where nothing was done, you didn't accept it, no contest, you didn't do any deferred action, you didn't go to any program. That's an outright dismissal. No, no program, no deferred action. The fact that something gets dismissed after you've complied with some conditions doesn't necessarily mean that's a dismissal for immigration purposes. So you're best talking to a lawyer before you file your N-400 application. Okay. Y'all like to read questions on TikTok, I'm telling you. What are your thoughts on birthright citizenship going away? I don't have any thoughts because it's not going away. How is it going to go away? He's going to have to sue till Jesus comes back. And if any Supreme Court lawyer actually agrees with the guy, I'm telling you, then the rapture must have happened. We just missed it. Okay, let's see. If you have a schedule for interview I-485 marriage base, what does it mean, good or bad? Just so you know, most likely everyone is going to be scheduled for an interview. That's just what we're seeing, especially because with the I-485, we're seeing that, and this is what an officer told me an interview 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. They are required now to conduct interviews for I-485s, and they have to go through the questions. Those yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Have you done that? They're not required to ask those questions and have you under oath answering those questions for whatever reason. I don't know, but that's what we were told 2 weeks ago. So if they call you for an interview, it's nothing bad or good. It's just because even if you've got really strong cases, that's just what we're seeing. Can you file VAWA after divorce decree with irreconcilable differences? I'm almost certain that you are Nigerian because I want to know about the irreconcilable differences issue. Sit down with a lawyer and have your documents evaluated first before you file anything, because the last thing you want to do is to file your VAWA case and wait 3.5 years just to be told that go on by USCIS, and you would have wasted 3, 4, 5 years. So yeah. What are the common immigration trends that you're observing right now? We just talked about that, so you can go watch this video again. predictions for visa. I don't do predictions of visa bulletin. Is it typical to submit the initial paperwork for I-130 for my husband and sons and hear nothing? It's not like you haven't heard nothing. The process in your case is still within number processing time. So if you haven't heard anything, it's just within number processing time. I always tell people that save yourself some headache and just go when you submit, or even before you submit a case, go on uscis.gov/processing time. Put in, or when you submit it, you have to submit it first. Put in your priority date, right? Your priority date will tell you how long it's taking an average for 80% of your case time to be processed. And you can actually put in your priority date, and it will tell you exactly when your case will be considered to be outside normal processing time. If it shows and tells you your case is processing normally, then that's it. There's nothing else for you to do. Just wait for them to make. For instance, we had 4 I-130s approved yesterday for relatives or clients. 3 of those were parents of citizens. 1 was child of citizen. They were all submitted in December 2023 and approved yesterday. I mean, I think when we submitted, and besides, we give in my firm, hey, Finance Andy, we send updates to our clients every other month. So if you're a current client of mine that you have a case that's been submitted, you would get an update from the paralegal on your case or the attorney on your case every other month. Even if we don't have any updates, you'll get an email just to touch base with you. So besides the bi-monthly update that the clients were getting, like, hey, we haven't heard anything, we're just letting you know that we haven't heard anything. And to be honest, those 4 clients really were just those kind of clients that don't bother you, because one of their email, like, listen, I knew that because I usually would like to email clients myself when we get the approvals. So Dr. K, he says, I knew that when I saw your email that it was coming from you, another paralegal in my case, I knew that it had to be a different update. And so it was like, thank you. And so now we can move forward with filing. And we can wait to get, because his mom is in Nigeria. So that was filed in December. So basically that took about average of 15 months. Which we already knew. We already told them from the beginning, so they already prepared their mind for that. So if you already know that's going to be, we already sent everything. There was no reason to worry about anything. Everything came up approved. So if you've done everything you're supposed to do, you just have to wait. I'm an American citizen. Can I file for my uncle's son or file for my uncle? Same last name. No, your uncle, there's no preference category for uncles. Okay, it was dismissed with any class. I don't understand what you mean by it was dismissed with any class. What does that mean? It says no further investigation on DOJ. Why would DOJ? What would you have a case on Department of Justice? That's a federal website. You may be better off sitting with a lawyer before you file an N-400, just to be on the safe side. We're not located in Texas, but we represent immigration clients in all states. Okay, let's see. I-130 approved F2A, no current visa date, need J1 to start medical residency by June. Is that possible? I can't tell if it's possible. If you have a sponsor to sponsor you before then that's an option. So that's something you have to look into yourself. Is it true that work authorization is no longer given? Based on what? Where are you guys hearing all this? Is it true? I think sometimes we just want to ask some things that, yeah. But anyway. Green card holder, parent of citizens, stayed outside the U.S. 4+ years. Denied SB1. What should I do? I-130. I-407. 407. I mean, if you're denied, 407 is you abandoning, saying you want to give up your green card site. So if they denied an SB1, they've already concluded that it was already considered abandoned anyway. So, but you may want to you start first of all start by sitting down with a lawyer. A lot of these things, a lot of issues can be avoided if you all would just sit down with a lawyer. There's some things that's just pay the money. And I have someone who retained my services today that we met in 2023, and she complained about the consultation fee then, which was much, much less than it is now. But she decided to. And I'm not laughing because, but I'm laughing because of what she said. I just remember what she said. She decided to do it. That's fine, but she retained my services today because we had a consultation. And she said, okay, I'm not wasting my time. But now she paid consultation fee that was more than what she would have paid 2 years ago. And attorney fees now, because that case she filed was denied, and we got to start all over again. Sometimes it's just helpful. It doesn't mean a lawyer knows everything, but some things are just you make things a lot easier for yourself if you just try to get the additional information you need upfront. Yeah. Can my spouse refile from me after she withdrew my case and immigration came to our house? If you can, it doesn't mean they won't bring you your initial case, but she can, and probably would need a whole bunch of affidavits just to be able to clarify the issue with the first case. Okay, let's see. All right. Why is Trump dragging his feet on releasing the banned country list? What do you want to do that? Use. I mean, what is? Why do you want? I mean, if he's dragging his feet, then that is good. I mean, what? Okay. Hey, Miss Joanna. Thank you, Miss Rosa. Thank you for coming on. Hi, Mr. Obina. How are you? Traveling domestically, I mean, I can only tell you from my clients, generally that shouldn't be any problem. But we've also heard report of ICE just randomly showing up in certain airports. So there's nothing. Listen, this is what I can say. There's nothing you can put past this administration. There's just nothing you can put past them. They're not. If they were following the law, innocent people, a U.S. citizen would not have been mistakenly deported. They're not following the law, so there's not. I mean, there's nobody can guarantee anything, right? So, no interview on my asylum yet, but I now have a conditional green card. Congratulations through marriage. Once I withdraw my asylum case, is it safe to travel? I cannot tell you about traveling. I've already said that. The one thing I'll tell you though is this: the fact, and this applies to this just general knowledge. The fact that you withdraw an asylum application based on you getting a green card through another means does not mean it now opens up for you to travel to that same country you already told that you wanted protection from, unless you're ready to prove that the persecution you feared is no longer present. Things have changed, but if your story is still something that is prevalent in your country, please understand that in spite of a withdrawn asylum application, that could still present a problem for you when you apply for citizenship. So that's the most I can tell you. Okay. Yes, I understand. You wait on God. It's nothing like it. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure. Where did I stop on Instagram? Where did I stop? What's the time? That's my big boy. 𝒔𝒚 LXG10. Now you get, because I love research. Now you got me interested, because I'm probably going to make sure I get that information. Hey, Miss Patience, how are you? Where did I get that information? But getting an asylum affirmatively approved by yourself, my hat's off to you. I'm telling you, it's not for the faint of heart. Please answer my question. Serial_Ja, what's your question? I'm giving you the permission to go ahead and repeat your question, because I don't want to scroll all the way up again. Hello, asking for friends association. What is your question? Okay. Hello, Miss Newman. How are you? Hey, Epic Movement. What's going on? How have you been? We haven't seen you in a while. Removing conditions while still married but separated takes how long? I can't tell you how long it's going to take. And will you be given a 10-year green card before the 2-year expires? Most likely not, but it's possible. But most likely not. Well, I take that back. If you are filing a joint petition, that's the math is not going to math. The math is not mathing, because you can't file earlier than 90 days before the 2-year green card expires. If you're filing jointly, by the time you file, by the time you send you the extension, your green card is probably most likely going to expire. So that's that. When it comes to filing a self petition, a waiver based I-751, which you can file at any time after you get your 2-year green card. In that situation, it's possible for you to get your 10-year green card before your 2-year green card expires. Case in point, I know Miss Bingpei had a 10-year green card before the 2-year expired. Pastor Isaac had his before his 2-year green card still hasn't expired. So in self-petition cases, it's possible. In joint cases, unless they approve your case 1 month as soon as you file. So I hope that helps. Can someone still apply for a CAP subject H-1B after using 6 years on a CAP exempt H-1B? No, H-1B is H-1B. Once you hit that 6 years, unless you fall within exemptions, there's some exemptions that allows you to go beyond the 6 years. But the H-1B is still H-1B. But the study the 6 years, and then you have to spend a year outside and then come back and you can start all over again. But if you've got an approved I-140, but the priority date is not current, or you got a perm application pending for at least 365 days, and before at the time that you now apply for an extension, you can do either a yearly increment or or bi-yearly increment, yearly increment. So it just depends. But it's CAP something or not. It doesn't. Everything counts towards the 6-year statutory period. The rapture must have happened. We just missed it. Maybe, right? Can someone who got a green card through employment EB to NIW, can the person change their job specialization to something else, like from an engineering to maybe I usually say just make sure you work in that field initially, just so it doesn't, because you have to understand that it's not just about getting the green card. You also have to think about you becoming a citizen, and you don't want USCIS to allege that you committed fraud in getting the green card. So I always say you have to at least work in that field that you told that you were going to be working in. Hello, Miss Salami. How are you? No problem, Finance Shandy. We understand. Hello, Miss Khadija. Let's see. TJ Joe, TJ T period Joe, T Joe. See, Joe, y'all see that comment on Instagram that says Egusi? Y'all see that comment? Can y'all see it? See, this is what happens when you have too many children. And my oldest is probably going to tell me, like, how many you have to. This is like mommy abuse. You have my kid commenting Egusi on something very serious because he's been bugging me that he wants to eat Egusi. Y'all we listen, we don't judge. I cannot make egusi like my sister-in-law makes it, or like my mom makes it to save my life. We listen, we don't judge. If you have your judgment, keep it to yourself. Sister-in-law is easy to make. I don't care. Easy to make. Make it. So the poor kid has been praying for his mama to know how to make egusi. It's not gonna happen. I make jollof rice. Deal with it. I've already told Auntie Lamide, send it to him. Ship it, and because she does. I'm not making it. I don't plan to learn. I don't have the time. Y'all listen and don't. If you want to judge yourself. That's it. Now he's putting egusi in my comment section. Oh, Lord Jesus. I digress. Is it a must for couples to live under the same roof before filing I-130 or I-485? It's not a must, but you must have a reasonable explanation why you don't cohabit together. Because part of bona fide is that patience is a virtue. It's not. I know, and I know you said that, but hang in there. Hang in there. Listen, I have so many. If I think of, for instance, 2023, 23, 24 combined, my NIW cases that I have approvals, that we have approvals, but we can't file green cards. I have at least 16 approvals, but can't file green card because the priority date is not current. I have two of those people that are married, and they're like, okay, let's just go to marriage part and see. But hey, I love the eyewear. Thank you. Can my spouse refile for me when you were just on TikTok? I already answered that. My vote. Oh my goodness, Dainty, you said it after my consultation with you back in December. Congratulations. I remember we had a consultation. Oh my world. I know I talked about, being patient and all that. Listen, like Miss Fumi said, patience is a virtue. It is. Dainty, congratulations. Y'all congratulate Dainty on the approval of her VAWA case. That is awesome. That is amazing. I had and my Miss Caroline, that's my client's first name. Her VAWA was approved today. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to Miss Caroline. I completely forgot. It's been a long day. Because the wait is crazy. And I remember she was telling you, like, now to wait for the green card part of it. Yes. So Danny, congratulations. Congratulations. We rejoice with you. I'm planning on getting married next month. Can I file my application in 4 months when I have all my supporting documents ready by then? You can. I mean, as long as you have your evidence. I know it's been a minute. I've been good. Just been working and thinking if we should file for citizenship. But this president is, you should file for citizenship. So, is it 3 years already? I don't think it's 3 years yet. You gotta wait 3 years. Epic. Is it 3 years? Remind me. I know, because let me even put it up. I can tell you if it's 3 years. Because, I say this computer cannot afford to be missing because everything about let's see. I don't think you're 3 years yet, though. Okay, here we go. President says, oh, yeah, I take that back. Oh, yes, you can. Actually, you are within the 90 days. I didn't know. When did we get this? Oh, it was last year. Okay. I stand corrected. Epic. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Hey, Miss Abena, how are you? I resent my, okay, I think I already answered the question, right? Serial. I just answered your question. They told Miss Walters they would apply for an extension. Now they're saying they don't know if they can because the position has to require. But she was on H1. They couldn't have gotten the position approved in the first place if they didn't require a bachelor's degree. I'm confused. I'm really confused. Okay. TJ, I'll bring you a goose. Was it TJ that commented? Yes, it was TJ. My TJ, my child, telling me that, yeah, he's reminding, like, who cares? It doesn't face me. Anyway. But I've got to go to learn further. So, oh well, it doesn't face me. I will send it because finance Sandy, please do, and we would be glad to receive it. I'm not doing it. I'm not learning it. Judge for yourselves. I'm not learning how to do it. Smoking for each other first. That I can do, but anything else, no. Is it compulsory? I changed my old last name in a naturalization certificate after divorce. It's best for you to put the name you want on your naturalization application on your naturalization certificate on the application itself. I sent someone your way. I'm super proud to recommend you to people because you're always positive. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're a blessing. You spoke life into my case. Don't, I remember our consultation. No, don't let us get wishy. But I'm so happy for you because I remember our consultation. But yeah, because I remember I told you, like, I'll be glad to take your money. But it won't be fair for me to take your money if all we're going to be doing is waiting, right? And look at God. Because listen, I'll tell you up front, like, hey, if you want to pay me, that's fine. But you're just going to pay me to sit on the case. It's the truth, right? So why don't we just wait together? And if God approves it, if you get an RFP, then you can let me know. Then I can get on and we will work together. So congratulations, we rejoice with you. We welcome you. Thank you for being part of this community because we speak into each other's lives, and I'm grateful that I'm honored that you came. We met, and I'm grateful that you have your testimony to share with us. Let's see. He is now a client. Financially reluctant to send another. He's a client now. Super excited for him already. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What happens if I didn't add the name I wanted and it's been 2 years after my naturalization? Oh, you already are a citizen? I'm not understanding exactly. I told her they got it. They lied to you. They got it before. I said one thing. I have no insight. That keeps me informed. I'm confused. But Epic, you are actually due to you are good to go on filing for citizenship. Looking at your green card right here. I didn't even know it was 3 years already. I remember you speaking live and hope the day I consented with you. Oh, y'all like to be mushy. Let's just leave that alone. But anyway, okay, people. I think we went through all questions. Let's see. Anything about travel? Like I said, direct those questions to your attorney. I already answered that question. Okay. All right. Oh, my cousin's an advanced proof for his when he wants to travel. Whether it's safe or not, let him ask his attorney. Okay. All right, people. What if I file but still want to travel? When? Real quick, Epic. When? Nothing stops you from traveling as long as you don't spend more than 90 days. Usually. June 9. What is yours? August. Oh, I won't want you to wait till then. You may actually get your citizenship before then. So we're in April. Oh, come on now. You may actually get called for your interview before you even have to try. So you may be traveling with a blue passport. So that's what I would say to do. And you want to do it now because, yeah, let's just go ahead and because nothing is changing with the laws. But I'm telling everybody, file what you can now. Don't wait until the last minute. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. So we are. I'm grateful to be sharing this. Oh, what's going on with TikTok now? Dainty, we rejoice with you. My client is Caroline. Dr. K's parents. I want them to be approved. We are starting, and God. Okay, sounds good. God is starting this month with us. We were just in the 3rd day of April. We prophesied that we're going to see testimonies, divine testimonies this month. As others have shared their testimonies so far, we're just in the 3rd day. Miss Christiana and her beautiful babies. I'm telling you, we are going to have tons and tons of testimonies. If you think your case has been delayed, it's just been too long, how about maybe the delay was intentional because God wants to make your testimony the loudest it can ever be? How about giving you divine testimonies that nobody else can do but the way God alone can make you and elevate you and just let your cup run over? How about he was waiting so that you can testify to his goodness? So everyone will see that it was because of God and God alone. And there's nothing bigger and greater and better than knowing that God indeed has stepped into your story and make it what it's going to be. So we are agreed in faith that we are all going to have testimonies upon testimonies beyond what you're even expected. At the unexpected but appointed time, you shall testify. And as we rejoice with others, we would have reason to rejoice with you as well. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.